Welcome to another episode of the Group Parlay podcast. As always, Kevin Soyan, Andy Simo, Nick Strom, not available with us today. Yeah, I was very hyped at like 8 o'clock. Ja Morant was on it. The Grizzlies were up pretty big. And then Jokic came in and probably had his worst game in a while. Yeah, he did get close to the number. So I think it was our eighth 2 out of 3 for the month, which is quite literally impossible. But we somehow achieved the impossible. So I'll let Kevin recap yesterday's parlay.
Yeah, it's a game of us not getting on the same page. Eventually, we have to all shriek at the same time. But yeah, you gave a pretty good highlight of yesterday. But yeah, to dive in on it, Grizzlies against the Nets, I had -9.5. It was pretty close, kind of flirting with the number most of the game, and they were able to pull away and win by what was that? 16. So they covered, and in that game, Ja had 28. You nailed it. 6 threes he shot, 3 of 6 from 3, 19 field goals, made 10 of them. It was pretty perfect to what we needed, right all over it. So nice pick there. And yeah, Jokic didn't even come remotely close, unfortunately. He only had 9 field goal attempts, 2 threes, which he made both of, but 16 points, 7 boards, and 2 assists. That's not going to get you far. He hit 25, so he wasn't even halfway to it. Pretty tough. So on the month after that one, 1-12. Me and you are 7-6, and Nick is 6-6-1. So we're all pretty similar.
Yeah, it's the rotating of someone's going to lose one today, and round we go. So it is what it is. On to the next one. Pretty fun one today. Got the Army-Navy game in there. Got a couple there's NBA Cup games on. So try and make the most of it. There's a lot of college basketball we didn't go with, but and some pretty crappy college football on. But Army-Navy should be good. So speaking of that, I'll let you do Strom's pick.
Yeah, Strom is going Army -3.5. We have the Army-Navy game, obviously a huge marquee annual matchup. It's at Army, which is great. And Army had a great year, obviously. They were ranked for quite a bit there. Army has won each of its last 14 games against non-ranked opponents, and Navy has failed to cover the spread in each of its last 4 games against ranked opponents. Navy's actually 7-4 against the spread, and Army's 8-4. But Army's a slightly better team here. I don't know much about Navy's game. I just looked at the head-to-head, though. So obviously, they play every year. It's gone every other since 2014. We have 10 straight years of Army wins, the next year Navy wins. The next year Army wins, the next year Navy wins, which is pretty crazy. And it is Army's turn. Navy won last year. So that's a cool little thing I like. On the head-to-head, that would make Army 6-4 against them because they won first on that. But in their last 10, Army 6-4 against the spread, Navy 7-3 against the spread. So they've both been pretty good. But Army's just a little better of a team.
Yeah. Also don't think like anyone, not like a lot of college teams where a lot of players sit out the bowl games. I don't foresee that happening, especially, I mean, Army's quarterback's got like 28 rushing touchdowns. He's going to play as a senior. Yeah.
Not a lot of pros coming out of these teams.
Right.
Sure, there'll be a couple, but
the 2-year service that they have to do. Yeah, it's hard to go pro, but I can get behind it.
It'll be a
pick, I like it.
Yep. Square per usual. And it'll be a decent day. It's like 40 degrees and sunny.
Good. All right. I'll go next, taking it to the NBA Cup. I'm going Damian Lillard, 25 plus points. He has hit the number in, I think, 6 of his last 7. He's been like white hot lately. He's playing minutes. Over his last 3 games, he's averaging 39 minutes. So he's playing almost the whole game. He's putting up shots, at least 14 attempts in his last, oh my gosh, a lot of games. But he's been red hot. I mean, averaging over the number this month. He's hit 30 once. But yeah, he's been really, really good for them. They are playing, I forgot, they're playing the Hawks. And the Hawks against opposing point guards give up tied for the most points in the league at 26. So I took this bet, I don't know, last week or something like that, and it hit. He got right at the number. It hit in the third quarter, though. So I look for kind of the same thing. High scoring game, two pretty bad defenses. And Dame has been maybe the best player on the Bucks right now. So give me 25 points from him. It's going to be him and Giannis all day.
Yeah, I like this pick. You've been taking just these player props that make sense for points, and it's hard to ever think that they're bad picks because they all make sense. And they've been hitting.
Thank you. I'm not an NBA guy by any means. The NBA has been pretty kind to me so far, so we're just riding that out.
Yeah, I think you are a number one NBA guy this year. 64% for you, so 7 for 11. Very, very nice.
Call that sharp.
Keep it going. Yeah, that's sharp level. All right. To round it out, I'm also going NBA. I'm taking the Thunder. We're going to move it to -3.5. Thunder, obviously, just an elite team. They've covered the spread in each of their last 4 games, and they've won 8 of their last 9 outright. On the other side, you have the Rockets, who have been playing well. Don't get me wrong. I just have them on a little bit of a lower level. Shai Alexander, SGA, has been insane, averaging over 30. Love his player prop today, by the way. And this is a neutral site. They're in Vegas, which is cool. But in their last 10, OKC 6-3-1 against the spread. Hawks are 6-4 against the spread in the last 10, so they're both pretty similar. I just like what I've been seeing out of Thunder. They've been just beating teams handedly, 10+ wins pretty consistently.
Yeah, they're one of the best teams in the league. The nice thing is, like, they're very similar teams, but the fact that SGA is on the Thunder, they have that pure scorer, which I think the Rockets don't necessarily have.
Yeah,
Gives them
that's a great point. Dylan Brooks, who's not like a huge scoring threat, but more just that pest, is questionable with an illness. So if he plays, he's not feeling great. Thunder are pretty healthy. Chet obviously still out, but he's out for a while.
I like it a lot. Yeah, should be a fun one. But to recap our picks, we got Thunder -3.5 at -148. Damian Lillard 25+ points at -115. And then Army -3.5 at -146 comes up to +427 for today's parlay. Should be good at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and I think a 6 or 7 o'clock game. So pretty spread out.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah, you got to hit for mine to matter. Oh, Shram has to hit for anyone's to matter.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So I dig it.
All right, let's get it.
Let's get it.